Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the escape sequence. In Java, the backslash is a special character called the escape character. It is used in representing certain byte-space characters. Escape sequences has a special meaning. Now, escape sequences always start with the backslash you can say, and they have a special meanings that perform some actions in the code basically. So these are the some most important escape sequences in Java. First of all, we have the /n, which means new line. For example, if we have a string and we want to cut this string into two lines, for example, Java 8, and we want to move the 8 to the next line, then we use the /n between Java and 8 so that we can move 8 to the next line. So /n basically creates a new line and move all the remaining string to the new line. Or if you add the /n at the end of the string, then the cursor will move toward the next line. Next we have /t, horizontal tab space. Now for example, if we want to print a space between the two strings or characters or anything, one tab space, you can use the horizontal tab space. Now tab space consists of 3 to 4 spaces, you can say that. And if you want to print at one tab space, you definitely use /t, which is one of the most important escape sequences in Java. Now next we have /b, one character backspace. For example, you have written Java in the string JAVA, and at the end of the Java you add /b. Now /b will remove one character from its left side. For example, JAVA, when you add /b at the end, then the remaining string will be JAV. It is basically a backspace. So I hope you understand. Next one is single quote. If you want to print a single quote in the string, you use the slash and then you have to write the single quote, and this will print single quote on the screen. Moving to our next, I have the double quote. If I want to print double quote on the screen, I first of all type the slash and then quote, double quote. This will print double quote on the screen. And at the end we have backslash. If I want to print backslash, then I add 2 backslashes. That means I have to print the backslash on the screen. Now keep one thing in your mind, that escape sequence always start with the backslash. You can see here all of them are starting with the backslash. So you always have to write the backslash before typing any escape sequence. So now let's create a program in NetBeans so that we have a better understanding that how escape sequences works in Java. So here first of all in NetBeans, in the main method, I am going to type statement here, system.out.println, and in this I type here Java 8 for example. And if I run this program, you will see Java 8 on the screen. Okay. So if I want to move this 8 on the next line, I add here /n. As we have read in the slides, that /n is used to print a new line. Now if I run this program, you will see 8 on the new line. It cut off the string from here and move 8 to the new line. So in this way /n works. Now if I want to print one tab space between Java and 8, then I add here /t. And now if I run this program, you will see Java and 8 has a one tab space between them, you can see here. Okay, so this is /t. Next we have /b. Now if I remove this from here and add /b here like this, and now if I run, you will see only Java on the screen. Because one character back 8 is removed, the remaining string is Java, so we get Java on the console. So this is the backspace if I want to remove one character from its back. Next we have single quote. If I want to print single quote, then I just type here I/single quote and then am a boy like this. And now if I run this program, you will see I am a boy on the screen like this. So this prints single quotation on the screen. Now if I want to print a double quotation, I remove it and add double quotation here. And now if I run this program, you will see double quotation on the screen. So in this way, single quotation and double quotation are printed on the screen. Now if I want to print the slash on the screen, Then I add here one slash more like this. And now if I run this program, you will see a single slash between I and N. So in this way, escape sequences works. Most of the time in Java we use the \n and \t, as these are one of the most important escape sequences in Java, and we mostly use these two. So I hope you understand about the escape sequences. If you feel any problem, you can definitely ask me a question. I will help you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the comments. A comment is a programmer readable explanation in the source code of the program. They are added with the purpose of making the source code easier for the humans to understand, and are generally ignored by the compilers and the interpreters. Now let's understand comments with the help of the example. For example, I have written a code, and the length of the code is 2000 lines. And when you see that code and you want to find a function in that, and you start scrolling that and you don't find the function there, and you have to put a lot of effort to find that function. Now I can make that work more easier. I just write the comments. I just type the documentation that what this function is going to do, what that function is going to do, what this line is going to do. So when others can read that code, then he can read the comment. He easily know that what these lines are going to do in this program. There are three types of comments in Java: single line comment, multiple line comment, and documentation comment. So let's discuss about these comments in our NetBeans. So here first of all I am going to declare a variable here. I type here int a. Now if I want to type a comment here, I just type it / and type here this is a integer variable. When I run this program, you will see nothing on the screen because the comments are not compiled by the compiler. They are ignored by the compiler. This is the single line comment. If you want to comment in multiple lines, then you can type this / static. Then you start writing and writing and writing. And when you have closed that, you have to type the static, then the / here. So this is the multiple line comment. You can see here, you start with this and end with this. This is the multiple line comment. And the third one is the documentation comment. Now for example, if I create a method here like void add, and in this function I'm going to type here system.out.print add, and if I want to do a documentation of this function, then I use the documentation command. I type this single / and then 2 times asterisk, then I press the enter, and then you can use the documentation command. I type here this is the add function, and this function is going to add the numbers. This is very helpful in addition, like that. This is the documentation style commands. You type the / then double asterisks, then before each line you type 1 asterisk. This is also the type of comment, and at the end you have to close it by using the asterisk and then the /. So I hope you understand about the comments. There are 3 types of comments: single line comment, multiple line comment, and the documentation comment. The single line comment starts with /, and then after /, everything is considered as the comment. And in multiple line comments, you can type the multiple lines, like you start with the /, then put the asterisk, then you have to type your comments, then you have to close with the asterisk and the / again. This is the multiple line comment, and when you want to do documentation, you will use the documentation command. Like here, I have typed the void add function. For example, I want to document this function. I type the /, then double asterisks, then before each line I type the asterisk, And when I want to close this documentation, I just type static and then this slash. So this is documentation style. These are the comments, and comments are very helpful for us when we want to create a big handy project that have 10,000 or maybe 20,000 of lines, and that is very difficult for the other programmer to read. So to solve that problem, most of the programmers use the comments to specify each block of code, that what that block is going to do. So I hope you understand about the comments. That's it for this video. If you feel any problem, then definitely you can ask me a question or you can message me. I will definitely help you. So I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to take input from the user, and that how we can take the input from the user if user want to enter some data in our program on the runtime. So in this video we will discuss about that, how we can take input from the user and how basically the process works when we take input from the user. So first of all, moving toward the code, before that I will let you know that how we take input from the user. You can see this diagram on the screen. First of all, keyboard, buffer and system.in. First of all, whenever we take input from the user, definitely the user enter input through its keyboard. Definitely this is confirmed that user enter input from its keyboard. And next we have buffer. Buffer is basically the third party source that is acting between the keyboard and system.in. Whenever we enter input through the keyboard, that or data is always stored in the buffer. And if we want to read data from the buffer, we use system.in, which is used in Java. So to read input from the keyboard, we use system.in. System.in reads data from the buffer, and in buffer data comes from the keyboard. And we are also going to use our scanner class in this program. Scanner class basically allow us to take input from the user or to read input basically. So this is the easiest way to read input from the user. So I hope you understand. First of all, user enters its data through the keyboard, then that data is stored in the third party source, which is the buffer, and system.in basically reads the data from the buffer, and we use system.in in the scanner class, and scanner class is used to take input. So don't get confused with that. When we will create a program, we will definitely understand how these things are working. So let's create a program for taking input from the user, and how we can take input from the user and how we can use that. So here first of all I am going to create scanner, and before creating that I have to import the scanner class. So I type here import java.util.scanner. This class is basically present in the util package of the Java. Now I am going to create the object of the scanner class here. So I type here scanner s1 equals to new scanner. Okay. So scanner s1 is equal to new scanner. I have created the object of this class. I know that you don't know about the classes and objects right now, but we will discuss about it soon. But right now keep this syntax in your mind. First of all, we have typed this scanner, which is the class name, and s1 is the reference, and new scanner is getting the instance for this scanner class. And we have to use the system.in between these parentheses, which is basically the constructor of this class. So I type here system.in. So now when user enter data from the keyboard, it stores in the buffer, and system.in fetch data from the buffer, and scanner class reads from the system.in, and we get our desired input that the user has entered. So I hope you understand this syntax, that how this is working. Now keep one thing in your mind, that the scanner is not reading data from the keyboard. Scanner is reading data from the system.in. System.in is getting data from the buffer, and when user enters some data, then that data is stored in the buffer basically. So if I want to get my value from the scanner class, I have to use some methods that are used in the scanner. Let's suppose user enter the integer value, for example some numbers like 12, 13 or 15. If I want to read number from the scanner class, then I type here int num for example, and then we have to use the s1 dot, then I have to use the methods here, which is the next int, like this. Now this method is going to convert the input to the integer. In this way, using this line, we have take input from the user, and in this line we have stored that input in our variable. So if I want to print the result, I type here system.out.println and I type here num, like this. And now if I run this code, you will see the cursor is blinking in the console. It is waiting for the input. I type here 45 and you will see 45 on the screen, as 43 have printed the value of the num. I add one more thing here like number, like this. Now if I run this program, I enter here any random number, I type here 78, you see number 78. So in this way you can take input from the user. Now these are some important methods of the scanner class. You can see here next, next line, next int, next boolean, next byte, next long, next short, next float. Now the first method, which is the next, is used to read single word string. For example, Java is everywhere. The next method will read only Java. It reads the one word string. And the next one is next line, and this method will read the whole line. It reads the complete line string. Next we have next int, which basically gets data from the scanner and then convert it into the integer and then show us the result. Then we have next boolean. In the same way, it converts data into boolean type and then give us the result, and same for the byte, long, short and float. So in this way you can take any type of data as input from the user using this scanner class and its method. So I hope you understand that how we can take input from the user. If you are confused right now with the classing and the objects, then don't worry about that. We will definitely discuss about them in our future videos. But right now you have to focus only on the syntax. I repeat once again. First of all, we have created this line. We have created the scanner. S1 is equal to new scanner. In this way, we have created the object of the scanner class. Scanner class reads the data, and we have to read data from the keyboard when user enters some data from using its keyboard. And whenever the user enters its data using the keyboard, then that data is stored in the third party source, which is the buffer, and we have to read our data from the buffer. And system.in is used to read data from the buffer. Scanner reads data from the system.in, and in this way we get our desired value. But that value is right now in the scanner, so we have to get that value. For example, we are getting some integer value from the user. I create an int variable here, integer variable here. Then I have used the next int method to get value from that scanner. I type here s1, which is the reference basically, s1 dot. Then I have used the desired method, which is the next int. I want to read the integer value. Basically, it converts that value into the integer. Then simply I have printed the value on the screen. Now let's change this code. I type here string, like this. String, you can type here anything like str. Then I type here next only, like this. And then I use here str, and I also change it like string method. Okay. So now if I run this program, you will see that the cursor is blinking in the console. Now I type here any string. You can say Java. And the string method, you can say Java, is printed on the screen. So in this way we can take the input from the user and we can get values from the scanner class and print it on our screen and use it in any way you want. So I hope you understand. That's it for this video. If you feel any problem, you can definitely ask me a question. I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the initialization block. Initialization block are executed whenever the class is initialized and before constructors are invoked. They are typically placed above the constructors within braces. It is not all necessary to include them in your classes. Now, initialization block is used to initialize the instance variables in the class. you can also initialize the static variables of the class using the static initialization block. And it is just like the constructor, but initialization block is called just before the constructor when we create object of that class. So let's create our program about the initialization block to have a better understanding that how this works. So first of all, here I'm going to create a class with the name, you can say test. I type here test, and in this class I'm going to create one instance variable. So I type here int a like this, and now if I want to initialize this value, I may use the constructor or use the initialization block. For example, I create the initialization block here. I just type the curly brackets, and this is the initialization block. I type here initialization block. So this is the initialization block. I type here a is equal to 5. I have initialized my instance variable. So this is the initialization block. Okay, so we have learned that the initialization block is executed before the constructor. Okay, we also create a constructor here with the name test and type as here statement like system.out.println constructor, and I use this statement in my initialization block also. I copy this line and paste here, and I copy this from here and paste it here like this. Okay, so I am going to create the object of that class here. I type here test t equals to new test. Okay, so when I run this program, you will see the initialization block and then the constructor. First initialization block is executed, then the constructor is called in this program. So in this way the initialization block works. For example, you may have a static variable here like this. Then you have to use here the static initialization block. I type here static like this. I type the static, and then this block is called the static initialization block. When I run this program, you will see the same result. Okay, so what will happen if we have used inheritance and we have initialization block in both of the classes? Let's create that. I create another class here, class test2 extends test. Okay, so I have a initialization block here, and here I remove the static for an instance from here like this. Okay, I'm going to create the initialization block here. First of all, I type here system.out.println constructor of child class. Okay, before that I also change here constructor of parent class and initialization block of parent class. Okay, so this is the initialization block. So I copy it from here and paste it here. Okay, now I am going to create the constructor. I type here test2, and in this block I am going to write a single statement like this. I copy this statement and paste it here and change the constructor of the child class. Okay, now I am going to create the object of the child class test2 and test2. Okay, so when I run this program, you can see the sequence. First of all, the initialization block of the parent class, constructor of the parent class, initialization block of the child class, and constructor of the child class. We know that whenever we create the object of the child class and the constructor of the child class, first of all call the constructor of its parent class. We have discussed about this thing in our super keyword. I explain it once again. When we create the object of the child class and we know that the constructor is automatically called, and before the child class constructor executes, there is a statement here which is called the super, and it moves toward this. It goes to the parent class and first of all executes the initialization block, then the parent class constructor, then the child class initialization block, and the child class constructor. So I hope you understand about the initialization block, that how it's work. I just summarize it, that the initialization block is used to initialize the variables It may be static variables or the instance variables. We can initialize the static variables inside the static initialization block. And whenever we create the child class and first of all the parent class initialization block is executed, then the constructor of the parent class is executed, then the initialization block of the child class is executed, and after that constructor of the child class is executed. So this is the sequence in this program. I hope you understand. So that's it for this video. If you feel any problem while learning the initialization block, you can definitely ask me a question or message me. I will definitely help you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the operators. Operators are used to perform some actions on our variables. Java provides a range of operators to manipulate variables. Now if we want to perform some operations on our variables, then we use our operators, and Java has given us a bunch of operators that are very helpful in programming basically. These are the types of the operators: arithmetic operators, assignment operators, relational operators, bitwise operators, logical operators, conditional operators, and instance of operator. These are too many operators. For this video, we are only going to focus on the first three operators, and in our next video, we will discuss about the remaining four operators. So first of all, we have arithmetic operators. Now for example, we have a variable a which has value 10 and a variable b which has value 20. The first operator of arithmetic operator is addition. And a plus b is equal to 30. Then we have the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Modulus is the remainder. Increment when we want to increment the value of the a by 1, and decrement when we want to decrement the value of any variable by 1. So let's discuss first of all about these all operators in our NetBeans. Now for example, I am going to create here two variables, int a equals to 20 and b equals to 10. Okay. Now I am going to apply all the arithmetic operators here. So I type here system.out.println arithmetic operators. Okay. Then system.out.println addition. You can concatenate a plus b. Okay. I am going to copy this line and paste it a couple of times here. Control C. Paste here and change it to subtraction and a minus b. Then multiplication, a multiplied by b. Then division, a divided by b. Then modulus, which means the remainder. I use the percentage sign here like this. Now in increment and decrement, we have to use only one operand. And now we have the increment like a plus plus. What that's mean? That's mean increase the value of a by 1 like this. A is equal to a plus 1. When I print its value like this, I type here just a and then a minus minus. This means a equals to a minus b like this, and I change it to a minus minus. Okay, I change it to b minus minus just for an instance, and change it to increment and decrement. Okay, when I run this program, you can see that addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus 0, because when we divide 20 by 10, we get remainder 0. And increment, the value of a is 20, and we increment by 1, we get 21. And decrement 10, we have a 10. Okay, so we have changed here b minus minus. Now when I run this program, you will see 9. it decreases the value of the b by 1. So in this way, we can use the arithmetic operators to perform some operations on our variables. Then we have assignment operators. Equal to operator is used to assign a value of one variable to another variable. Plus equals to means that, for example, we have a plus is equal to b. This means that a is equal to a plus b. You can see c plus is equal to a is equivalent to c is equal to c plus a. In this way, minus is equal to, multiply equal to, divide equal to, and next we have relational operators. If we have two variables, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, then the first one is equals to. 2 equals to mean that it is comparing the values. If the value of a is equal to the value of the b, this is the equal to. And the second one is not equal to. We first of all put the exclamation mark and then equal to. This means that if a is not equal to b, then it is true. Then we have greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So let's discuss about the assignment operators and the relation operators in our NetBeans. Okay, so I remove these lines from here and change it to assignment operators. Okay, so we have one variable a and one b. For example, the value of a is 20. We are assigning 20 to a. When I type here b is equal to a, then the value of a is assigned to b. Now if I print here b like this and run this program, you will see 20 on the screen. Because the value of a is assigned to b, so this is what we call the assignment operators. Next we have, if I change it to 10 here for example and type here a plus equals to b like this, and when I run this program, you will see 30. This means that a equals to a plus b. This is the short form of writing this thing, that add b in the value of the a. A is equal to a plus b. And similarly, a minus equals to b means that a is equal to a minus b. When I run this program, you will see 10 on this screen. In this way, multiplication, division, and the modulus. So I hope you understand about the assignment operators. Next, we have relational operators. I type here relational operators. So now a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 10. If I type here the first relational operator a is equal to b means that the value of a is equal to b. We know that the value of a is not equal to b. When I run this program, you will see false on the screen because a is not equal to b. This is false. If I change here to not equal to like this and run this program, you will see true on the screen because a is not equal to b, which is true. Next, we have the less than or greater than. I type here a is less than b, which is false. So I get false here because a is not less than b. If I type here less than equal to and run this program, again you will see false on the screen. If I change it to 20 like this and run this program, you will see true on the screen because now a is less than and also equal to b. When I change it to 10 again and type here a is greater than b, which is true. When I run this program, you will see true on the screen. So these are the relational operators. We compare the values of two variables, whether they are equal to or not equal to. Then we can put the greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. We use these relational operators in our conditional statements, which we are going to discuss about in our next section. And you have better understanding about this, and we'll discuss about the conditional statements in which evaluate our conditions using the relational operators. So we will discuss about our next 4 types of operators in our next video. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the operators, and in our previous video we have discussed about the 3 operators, and in our videos we are going to discuss about the remaining 4 types of operators. Now bitwise operators. There are a bunch of bitwise operators like AND, or XOR, negation, etc. like that. Now I have just taken the four operators: AND, OR, XOR, or negation. Now there is a variable A which has value of 10 and B which has value of 20. Now I hope you have knowledge about the LCM. I have just taken the LCM. In these operators, we have to convert our numbers to the binary first. If we want to get the binary digit of the 20, then we will take the LCM with respect to 2. We always take LCM with 2. For example, 2 tens are 20 and the remainder is 0. So we put the remainder at the right side. 2 fives are 10, remainder is 0. So we put 0 on the right side. 2 twos are 4, remainder is 1. Put the 1 at the right side. 2 ones are 2, remainder is 0. So we put the 0 on the right side. In this way, 10. And you can see the binary code of the A and B in the red lines. When both of the values are 1, it is going to give you 1. It has a condition that both of these values should be 1. For example, in our first row, you can see that 0 and 0. These are two zeros, we get 0. 1 and 0, both the values are not 1. So we get 0. In this way, we get 5 zeros. And the second one is OR operator. It gives us the value of 1 if at least one of them is 1. You can see that we start from the right, 0 and 0, there is no 1 in them, so we write 0. 1 and 0, we write 1, 0 and 1, we write 1, 1 and 0, we write 1, 0 and 1, we write 1. This is called the OR. And the third one is the XOR, in which if the both of the values are of different types, like 0 and 1, then we write 1. If the both of them are of same type, like 0 and 0, then we write the 0. We start from the right side, 0 and 0 are same, so we write 0. 1 and 0 are two different values, so we write 1. And in this way, 1, 1, 1, 1 and 0. And at the last, we have negation. What does this negation do? This negation just make the value opposite to the original value. For example, A, we have 0, we write 1. We have 1, we write 0. We have 0, we write 1. We have 1, we write 0. We have 0, we write 1. We inverse the value of the A. So these are the 4 bitwise operators for this video. So let's create a code for bitwise operators. So bitwise operators, I have value of A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. First of all, I print A and B. Now I copy this line and paste it here. A or B, A XOR B, and negation A, like this. And when I run this program, you will see these 4 values on the screen. So let's understand how we get here 0. Now first of all, the compiler converts A to the binary, B to the binary, and then apply the AND operation, and we get 5 zeros. And then these 5 zeros are again converted back to the decimal value. How we convert the value to the decimal value? Like this. You have to divide each value by 2, and from the right side, the value of the 2 has power of 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. You can see the equation. The first one is 0, 0, 0, 0, and we know that whenever this number is by 0, we always get 0. So that's why we get A and B 0. The next answer was 30. A or B is equal to 30. You see that 1, 1, 1, 0. We get this value like here. A and B is equal to 1, 1, 1, 0. So when we find the decimal value of this, we get 30. We start from the right side and increase the power of the 2 from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And at the end, we get the answer 30. For the XOR, we get the same result 1, 1, 1, and 0. So that's why we again get 30. Now what for the negation? Now negation is always in negative. For example, 2 raised to the power 4 is equal to 16. 16 minus next value is 0. And again, the next value is 2 raised to the power 2 is equal to 4. Next value is 0. And again, next value is 1. So 16 minus 4 is equal to 12. And 12 minus 1 is equal to 11. And what does the negation do? Negation negate the value, so we get minus 11 on the screen. Like in our compiler, you can see that 0, 30, and minus 11 on the screen. So in this way, the bitwise operator works. Bitwise operator works on the base of the binary values. I hope you understand the bitwise operators. And now we have the logical operators. You can see on the screen, logical operators. For example, we have two variables, A equal to true and B equal to false. Definitely these both are the Boolean type variables. Now first operator is AND operator, which is logical AND. You can see in the description, If both the operators are non-zero, then the condition becomes true. Means we give the two conditions. If both of the conditions are true, then the overall result is true. And if the one of the condition is false, we can say that this whole condition is the false. And at the second, we have the logical OR operator. If any of the two operands are non-zero, then the condition becomes true. Now again, we have two conditions A and B. If one of them is true, for example, A is true and B is false, then OR operator is going to give you true. In the end, you can see A and B is false because A is true and B is false. So we get false because A and B should be true. If the both variables are true, then the AND give you true. And if the at least one of them is true, then it is false. And in the OR operator, you can see if at least one of them is true, we will get true. A or B is true if one of them is true. And at the end, we have logical NOT, used to reverse the logical state of its operand. If the condition is true, logical NOT operator make the false. You can see A and B is false. On the previous example, you can see A and B is false. But if you add the logical NOT with them, then that condition becomes true. If the answer is true, then the logical NOT will convert into false. And if the answer is false, then the logical operator convert into the true. So let's create a program on the NetBeans so that we have better understanding that how logical operator works. So I first of all type here logical operators. Okay. Now I'm going to create two variables here. I type here Boolean A equals to true and Boolean B equals to false. Okay. And I type here if A and B. I print here system.out.println and print here AND operator. And now if I run this program, you will see nothing on the screen because A is true and B is false. We know that in AND operator, both of the conditions must be true. A must be true and B must be true. Here B is false, so we don't get AND operator on the screen. If I turn into the true here like this and run this program, now you will see the AND operator because both of them are true. Basically, we use the logical operators in our conditional statements to evaluate our conditions. We will discuss about the conditional statements in our next section, and there you will find these operators very helpful when we add AND, NOT or OR operator, and there you will have a better understanding that how this operator works. Basically, in AND operator, both of the conditions must be true. And now if I type here OR like this, OR, also add here OR, and now if I run this program, you will see OR operator because both of them are true. If I change one to false like this, and now if I run this program, you will again see OR because at least one of them is true and here A is true. If I turn the A into false like this and run this program, you will see nothing on the screen because both of the conditions are false. And at the last, we have NOT operator. If I add here NOT A and print the value of the A here like this, I print here A. Now if I run this program, you will see false on the screen. Why? A is false. In if statement, if the result is false, then if is not executed. And we know that A is false. So why if is executed? Because A is now converted to the true. So we get A on the screen. You can print here anything. I print here NOT operator. And now if I run this program, you will see NOT operator because A is false, but this NOT operator convert into the true so that we get NOT operator on the screen. If I change the value of the false to true like this, and now if I run this program, you will see nothing on the screen because A is true, but when it comes inside this if condition, A is true and this negation change into false and we don't get the statement on the screen. I hope you understand about the logical operators. You will have a better understanding about the logical operators when we will use it in our conditional statement basically in our future videos. Next, we have the conditional operator. Conditional operator is also known as a ternary operator. This operator contains of three operands. You can see the syntax on the screen. Variable A. You have to create a variable and you have to give a expression. If that expression is true, then the value if true is executed, and if the condition expression is false, then the value if false is executed. And these are separated by using question mark and the colon. So let's create a program in our NetBeans so that we have a better understanding of how conditional operator works. Okay, so I remove these lines from here and change it to the conditional operator. And now I'm going to take the input from the user. So I type here scanner s1 equals to new scanner and system.in, and then I'm going to import the scanner class in my program. I type here int age, and you can say s1 dot next int. Okay, now I type here string result, and I type here the condition that if age is greater than 18, then you can say you can play this game, and if not, then you can not play this game. Okay, I add the semicolon at the end, and now I'm going to print the result on the screen like this. Okay, so now if I run this program, you will see the cursor. I have to enter the age. If I type here 25, you can play this game. If I run this program once again and type here 10, you cannot play this game. You can see that I have just taken the age as input from the user, and if the age is greater than 18, means user enter the age. If that age is greater than 18, then simply print this value, and if the condition if the age is less than 18, then simply print you cannot play this game. If the condition is true, then this string is executed, and if the condition is false, then this string is executed, and that string is stored in the result, and we print the result on the screen. So in this way, conditional operator works. Next, we have the instance of operator. This operator is used for the object reference variables. The operator checks whether the object is of the particular type of node. First of all, we have to type the object reference variable, then instance of operator, and then have to type the class name. I know that right now you don't know about the objects and the classes, but soon we are going to discuss about the classes and objects in our future videos. You just have to focus on the instance of operator. Now I remove these lines and type here instance of operator. Okay, so now I'm going to create the object of the integer class here. I type here integer in equals to new integer and pass the 5 here. Okay, so basically this is the wrapper classes. I know that you don't know about the wrapper classes right now, but soon we will discuss about the wrapper classes. So right now just concentrate on the instance of operator. I have just created the object of the integer class here, means in contains 5. Now if I want to check that in is of integer type or not, I just type here boolean result equals to in instance of integer, like this, and I print the result on the screen and res. Okay, so now if I run this program, you will see true on the screen, because we know that this in is the instance of the integer, means this is the object of the integer class or node. We know that in is the instance or object of the integer class, so that's why we get true on the screen, because we have stored the result in the boolean type variable. So I hope you understand that how the instance of operator works. So these are the operators in Java that you have to use in your programs. So I hope you understand about all the operators. Anyhow, if you feel any problem with understanding any operator, you can definitely ask me a question or message me. I will definitely help you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video. Hello and welcome back to this course. Today in this video we will discuss about the packages in Java. Also we will discuss about the import keyword in Java. So first of all, what is a package? A package can be defined as grouping of related classes, interfaces, providing access protection and namespace management. So package is just like a folder. It is collection of the related types of classes or interfaces. So this is just like a folder. And what is import keyword? The import keyword is used to make the class and interface of another class accessible to the current package. For example, we have two packages. One is declared in this package and one class is declared in the other package. If I want to use the class of the other package in this package, then I use the import keyword. So let's see how we can create a package in Java. So here in NetBeans, first of all, if I click on the new project, you will see this dialog box, and I click on the Java application, next. And now if I type here like packages in Java. Okay. And when I click on the finish, you will see here package Java, packages in Java is the name of this package. Now package is also a keyword that help us to create a package. So by default, NetBeans create the package with the name of the file basically. So name of the file is packages in Java. So it also create a package with the name packages in Java. Now where is this package present? If I go to my computer, you can see packages in Java. I go to the source. Then you can see in the source folder packages in Java. Basically the package is present in this folder. This is a package. Package is nothing, just a folder of the files. When I open this package, you will see packages in Java.java is present in this folder. So package is just like a folder. So how I can change the name of the folder if I want to change my name? So I just go to the projects tab, and here I just scroll down. You can see the package here, packages in Java. I right click on it and go to the refactor, and here you can see the rename option. When I click on the rename and I type here my package. Okay. When I click on the refactor, then you can see that my package is now present at here. So in this way we can use the packages. Packages is nothing, just a collection of the related files. Okay. So in this way we can create the package. Now if I go to the projects, and in this package, if I want to create another package, I right click on it and click on new package, and I type here inner package. So this is the package which is present inside this package. You can see that my package dot inner package. So in this we can create the inner package also in Java. Now how we can use the import keyword? Now for example, I want to take input from the user. Then for taking input from the user, I have to use the scanner class, which is defined in the util package. So how can I import that class in this program? I first of all type here the import keyword, this one. After that I type here Java, which have the sub package called the, and these are the packages in Java. You can see here these are the packages. So I have to use the utility, then dot, then I can access all the classes in this package. So I type here S. You can see this scanner class. So in this way I have import the scanner class in my program. So this is the use of the import keyword. Import keyword help us to import the classes from the other packages. The classes which are defined in the other packages are imported by the import keyword. You can see here java.util is the package and scanner is the class which is present inside the util package, and I have imported this class in the package, and now I can use this class in my program. So this is the concept of the package and the import keyword. So the package differentiate the classes. We can store same type of classes in a single package. I hope you understand. Anyhow, if you feel any problem by understanding the packages and the import keyword, you can definitely ask me a question. I am always here to help you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video.